This is, I'm just for the sake of a video, it's a little bit easier to explain it using a nice, printout here of my reference photo. This is, I'm of course doing a self-portrait here. This is a picture from my phone that I just snagged and printed out. And it's not like a great quality photo by any means, and it's black and white, but because this is a pencil drawing, I don't really need a color photo, so I'm just gonna do it in black and white here. And I've created this grid, which you can actually download. There's so many apps you can download. There's different ones, Grid Maker or whatever. You can download one of those, take any photo from your photo gallery that you want to use as a reference photo, and you can just create the grid right on your picture. And then you can kind of skip this step here of creating your own grid on here, which is the same principle as what we would do to create the grid here. But at least, it's a little easier. Why not use technology if you can use it? So that's what I always say. So anyway, you are gonna need a ruler if you have one, just for the sake of measuring, because we do have some stuff to measure. So over here, I pretty much measured this. This is 7.5 inches. This is 9 inches, okay? So 7.5, I want 3 rows. I'm gonna divide 7.5 by 3, which is 2.5. So each of these lines are going to be, this is at the 2.5 inch mark, add another 2.5 inches, 5 inches. This is going to be the 5 inch mark. Over here we have 9 inches, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we're going to have at the 3 inch mark, add another 3 inches is 6 at the 6 inch mark. Okay, so that's how I found the measurements for this and how I got them. So now keep in mind here, this is what I'm drawing on. This is a larger piece of paper, obviously. So it's gonna be a little bit different, but it's really the same principle. It's just we're gonna have different numbers to use. So one thing to kind of keep in mind here is the amount of rows and the amount of columns that you have. They have to be the same. So they have to be the same in your reference, and they have to be the same on your actual drawing. So you can't have, oh, I'm gonna have 3 rows here, and I'm gonna have, I don't know, 5 here. No, there's no point to that. So sometimes students get a little confused, so I just figured I'd just let you know that up front, even though it might be really obvious to some of you. Don't be offended. I just figured why not let you know. So let's see here. All right, so I've already kind of made some marks, and I'm going to explain to you why I've made these marks, and just in case it's not super obvious. So my paper here, this direction, is 12 inches, okay? So we're going to take 12 and we're going to divide it by 3, because remember, we want 3, well, basically 2 lines going this way, okay? And in order to get those 2 lines, we're dividing the 12 by 3, which is 4. So our first mark is at 4 inches. And I like to make a very light mark, so nothing too heavy, because we do want to erase these eventually. So I'm going to make that light mark a little dash so I can kind of visualize where this line is going to be going. So that's the first one is at 4 inches, second one is at 8 inches, okay? Because 4 plus 4 is 8, okay? So now we're perfect. We have our first marks. So I'm going to go and repeat that measurement, make sure my ruler is at the top and it's going straight along there, 4 and 8 again, and I'm going to do it one last time, okay? And the reason for this is that you can make your marks kind of slightly off, and you're going to have skewy lines. If your lines are crooked, it's not going to help you at all when you're trying to draw using a grid. So that's just a little heads up. So I do want to let you know, in order to make the lines the width of my sketchbook here. I did start from the edge of my paper, in the very literal sense, so my drawing technically is going to be a little skewed to that side, but I mean, you could change it if you wanted to. It just worked out well with measurements. So this is 9 inches this direction, so remember the same thing. 9 divided by 3 is what? It is 3. Pretty easy, right? So the 3-inch mark, I'm going to put a little dash, and at the add on another 3 inches, so that's going to be the 6-inch mark, another dash. I'm going to move it up again. I'm going to make one at the 3-inch marker and then one at the 6-inch marker. And I'm going to do that one last time. So 3-inch, 6-inch. Okay. So now that I have my my lines in place, I should say my marks in place, I'm going to get my lines into place. So I just want to really carefully kind of put my ruler along here. Now keep in mind, some people get so excited for the grid. On my reference photo, it doesn't matter. I used marker on there. Please do not use marker on your actual drawing, because if you do that, your grid is on there. It's not coming off. You can't erase it at the end. And the idea with the grid is that we're going to get to the end, we're going to erase it. No one's going to know that we kind of utilize this technique to help us draw more accurately. That's really the purpose of a grid. So I'm just going to go really lightly with a pencil, just because I don't want to, you know, mess up my paper too much. I'm going to go straight across there, and let's see, we'll go up here. Okay. This is best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you definitely want it to be as accurate as possible, because, you know, that's the way it's going to help you the most. So let's line this one up. All right. Okay. I lost my line a little bit there, but you get the idea of where it is. So there you have it. Here is my grid. So a little question maybe some people would ask, for using a grid, how are we using a grid? How does this even benefit us at all? So I'm pretty much just gonna, I guess, show you guys a little bit how you can use the grid to get your kind of basic shapes in place. And you might not use it for, after a certain point, you're going to probably erase it. You're not going to use it that much more after that.